Welcome to the official Basketball Plugs Game 1 NBA Finals recap. The Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks 107-89. Let's get straight into it. So the first quarter I'm watching, and it seems like the Celtics are shooting a lot of three-pointers as they normally do, maybe too much at first. And even when they're missing, they're grabbing rebound after rebound after rebound. And at this point, I'm wishing the Dallas Mavericks try to box somebody out and close out the possession properly. I'm noticing out the gate they're doubling Jason Tatum, so he's just passing it as soon as he gets the ball. They're blitzing him, not even waiting for him to dribble. Then as the quarter goes on, Celtics are hitting their three-pointers, and then Kristaps Porzingis. If the guy he's guarding, or the guy who's guarding Porzingis, I should say, if he's too small, Porzingis is shooting right over him. It's like a practice jump shot. These are the kind of shots they practice in the gym, these NBA players, all day long. It's nothing for him. And then if somebody like Lively tried to guard Porzingis, he blew right by him. And there was one play specifically in the first quarter where he did that. It didn't even look that close. In the second quarter, it's really more of the same. Porzingis is torching them. Oh, his paint protection as well. I can't even gloss over that. Porzingis was blocking shots. Second quarter, it was really more of the same. I also noticed that in previous series, the Dallas Mavericks were getting very easy baskets with Luka Doncic attacking the rim, attracting defenders, throwing it up to Derek Lively for a dunk or Daniel Gafford. That was not the case in this game, right? Porzingis again, defense, they just couldn't get those easy shots around the basket. And later on, I'm actually going to look through the box score and see what guys like Lively or even the Gafford did. Also in the second quarter, I'm starting to notice that Jaylen Brown is doing this thing. He's making key baskets. Overall, most of the damage was done in that first quarter, man. I believe they were down almost 20 points. And at halftime, they're still down pretty big. Now, the third quarter is where things really get interesting, or at least the first half of that third quarter. Dallas Mavericks are finally boxing out, putting a lot more effort into getting the rebound. And as I was saying earlier, closing out the possession properly. Celtics are not hitting those three-pointers that they were normally hitting within the first half. Doncic is doing his thing, and he was along the game. And I'll get into that a bit more because I'm seeing people criticize the one assist. And it looks like Dallas is going to make a comeback. They cut it down to 8 points at one point. And then all of a sudden, it blew back up to 22. Jaylen Brown is making key baskets and very, very key defensive plays at the rim. And that's another thing, man. The rim protection that the Boston Celtics showed this game was incredible, right? Not even just on the perimeter. They guarded that rim really good. Then in the fourth quarter, nothing much changed. The white flag is waved. The bench players on both teams come out. The game is pretty much over. All right, the last quarter didn't have anything that stood out to me that much. And let's go through these box scores, right? And even without looking at it, I could tell Jason Tatum had a lot of turnovers. He had 6, I believe it says here. And you know the thing is, because Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis stepped up, it didn't even matter if Tatum had a below average game for his standards. Let's focus on the Dallas Mavericks for a bit, right? I'm looking at Derek Lively. He had one field goal attempt, made one, 18 minutes, 2 points, grabbed a few rebounds. He didn't have any clear shot around the rim, and Derek Lively is not an offensive threat. He gets his when there's an easy basket to be made. And this is also a part of the reason why Luka Doncic only had one assist. I don't think Luka played a bad game. It's just that credit to the Boston Celtics for playing really great defense. I mentioned this in some of my previous videos about they have 4 really perimeter defenders out there. And so guys struggled. Kyrie Irving did not have his best game. He scored 12 points on 19 shots, missed all of his 3-point field goals. I'm not surprised if Luka Doncic is not dishing the ball off as he normally does. At that point, he just went into scorer mode and did what he could to hold the team up. And he also played good defense. All right, there was a couple possessions here and there where it looked like he was struggling to guard Jaylen Brown. But there was also other possessions I saw where he was giving a very, very great effort on defense. Moving forward for game 2, if I'm the Celtics, the only thing I'm worried about is, okay, how do we get Jason Tatum more involved when he's getting double teamed this much and helping him so that he's not turning over the ball. The Dallas Mavericks, on the other hand, they got a lot more questions. How are you going to guard Porzingis? They are small for the most part, other than Gafford and Lively. And as a result, they're getting killed with mismatches trying to guard Porzingis or even rebounding the ball. But it's the scoring, man. If your second best player on the team, Kyrie Irving, struggles this much, a PJ Washington gives you an okay average game that he would normally do, and you don't have anybody else, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult for a Luka to dish off and do what he normally does. Which is why I'm looking at Tim Hardaway, and he only played 8 minutes. If I'm Jason Kidd, I may throw him out there a lot more. Tim Hardaway is a spark plug. He could come in the game and just light it up. You need somebody outside of a Luka, a Kyrie that could give you some type of offense and put up 20 points if need be. And him and PJ Washington are the next best scorers on this team. I'll say natural scorers that could go get a bucket themselves. And look, if you play Tim Hardaway, yeah, you're going to be very small, especially if he's on the floor with Kyrie Irving and Luka at the same time, or you have him coming off the bench. I guess it doesn't matter, but you just got to generate some type of offense, and I don't see why Tim Hardaway is not playing more minutes in Game 2. My final thoughts, if I got to give somebody a player of the game, I'm going with Kristaps Porzingis. He looked really fresh, man. It was to the point where after the game, I was thinking, yo, was he healthy all this time? And the Celtics secretly just had him sitting out ready for the NBA Finals because he looked like he didn't miss any time at all. And the Celtics pretty much almost had a flawless game. It's hard to find any real critique other than little things here and there that I'm sure a coach will go in the locker room and draw up on the board. They all had their starting lineups double digits. If you're into the plus minus thing, they were all positive. I'm not too huge on that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let me know anything else you notice about Game 1 that you like. We'll see what happens in Game 2. And as always, salute for listening. Peace.